In the 1970 Chevelle Super Sport, Chevy developed something really unique. It was equipped with a 7.4-liter 454 monster engine that produced 450 horsepower and blasted the Chevrolet to 60 miles per hour in as little as 6 seconds, before hitting a high speed of 139 miles per hour full out. Those indeed are large shoes to fill for any replacement car, shoes that the stunning 2023 Chevrolet Chevelle easily glides into. But there seem to have been built up several rumors, even myths surrounding this car and its future. And that's why in this video, we're going to be talking about what everyone seemed to have missed or most likely ignored about this car, as well as what our personal take is on its future. Let's get talking. So the very first thing many people haven't realized is that Chevrolet did not make the 2023 Chevy Chevelle Super Sport version of the car, but rather it was built by Trans Am Worldwide, the Tallahassee-based company that has become renowned for transforming the Chevy Camaro into a contemporary version on the 1970s Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, allowing fans to get their Smokey and the Bandit fix without driving the 40-year-old car. The $100,000 plus customizations have become so famous that Discovery has produced a TV series about the firm. The company did set its sights on the 1970 Chevy Chevelle SS and recreated a modern version of the iconic muscle car that opted to get named with the Chevy Chevelle in it, and instead the company settles for a rather tributary name. The 70/SS, which as it stands comes as no surprise really. We're going to talk a bit more on why that is towards the end of this video, so make sure to stay with us all the way to the end. Now let's talk a bit more on how this car was made. Because there was no existing Chevy Chevelle in production, a base car was required to produce a new SS. That accolade went to the highly regarded Chevy Camaro, which enabled the fresh Chevelle to include some homegrown Chevrolet DNA while still crafting its own distinct personality. The decision to use the tried and true Camaro base was a wise one, as it allowed the new Chevelle's credentials to be strengthened even further. The structural potential for the Chevelle was practically limitless because of Chevrolet's continued development of the Camaro. The new Chevelle keeps a muscular stance while yet looking fresh, thanks to the twin headlamps and split grille, as well as the swelling quarter panels, which are reminiscent of the original Chevelle SS. This is unmistakably a Chevelle SS. The 2023 Chevelle S is an eye-catching vehicle that combines everything that was excellent about the original with creative current thinking. It stands out from every angle, prompting a gearhead to seek out all of the important historic influences while simultaneously recognizing the richness of current amenities. The old vehicle was known for its brawn, and it could lay down rubber with ease. Not wanting to disappoint or irritate die-hard Chevelle SS enthusiasts, Trans Am Worldwide made sure the new car comes loaded with power. The entry-level engine is a 5.7-liter LT1, which produces 450 horsepower to match the original Chevelle SS. Gearheads looking for extra power will not be disappointed. A boosted 6.5-liter V8 engine delivers 900 horsepower to the rear wheels, while the twin-turbo 7.4-liter LX6/X Lump produces 1,500 horsepower. That's nearly 1,000 horsepower more than the classic Chevelle SS produced. Now that is some progress. Apart from the strong engine upgrade options, the new Chevelle has a long range of options. From a variety of vintage paint treatments to more contemporary tints, the entire appearance of the 2023 Chevrolet Chevelle may be personalized to the buyer's preferences. It will be tough to refrain from going overboard with the customizing. Choosing your favorite wheels, trim finishes, graphics, and brakes may become addicting, let alone picking between a detachable hardtop and carbon fiber accents. All of these options, however, are dictated by the size of one's wallet, which leads us to our next big point. The new Chevy Chevelle SS isn't cheap. So how much will the 2022 Chevy Chevelle SS set you back? This degree of ecstasy doesn't come cheap, especially when you consider the customized nature of the Chevrolet Chevelle 70SS. This implies that a gearhead will have to fork up $150,000 for the basic model. Someone who is dead set on obtaining the monstrous 1,500 horsepower version will undoubtedly need greater money. As compared to a good example of the original, the new Chevrolet Chevelle will cost twice as much, without any frills. So it's either two antiques or a new car. It's a hard call. It's pretty obvious why it costs that much, however. For one, the Chevelle will enter the legendary ranks, taking pride of place alongside models which have since become collector's items, cars that sell out in record time. The interior of the new Chevy Chevelle is as remarkable, with gearheads being treated to an amazing array of goodies. All of the current features of the newest Chevrolet Camaro are carried over, having been refinished in a throwback 1970s style. That means 70s style seats, a custom gauge cluster, and a shifter that matches the era. The new Chevy Chevelle is distinguished by its attention to detail, which marks it as a well-conceived vehicle that will have enthusiasts old and young pining after one. The retro-style car market has been on fire during the last 2 decades, a trend that the strongly nostalgic 5th-generation Ford Mustang seems to have sparked, allowing the wacky Fiat 500 city car and more modern Honda E to become firm favorites. Retro-loving car fanatics have been well-served throughout this period, with significant rivals such as the Dodge Challenger, Alpine the 110R, and Ford Bronco. It's the ideal opportunity for the new Chevy Chevelle to reclaim its place in the hearts of potential purchasers. Now on to our last point. Not everyone, however, was unaware of the ownership rights to this car. So now, among the remaining 1% who knew and the rest world, there's been one rumor going around, that Chevrolet is going to come out with their very own new Chevy Chevelle. And that is, I'm not gonna lie, so appealing really, if only it were true. So let's get down to the big question. What does Chevy have in mind for this car? Are they really bringing a new Chevy Chevelle? Well, the answer is yes and no. Here's why. Yes, because in 2013, GM renewed its trademark on the Chevelle nameplate, implying that a resurrection of the legendary Chevy muscle vehicle was in the works. It's also revived numerous previous model names like Hummer and Blazer since then. While Trans Am Worldwide holds the rights to the Trans Am label, the new car will not be called a Chevelle. Chevy could continue to use this name, but it will need to renew the trademark this year if it wants to maintain it, and that's just hope by a long shot. And then we say no because yes, the US company Trans Am Worldwide did create a commemorative car, the 70 SS, based on the Chevelle SS. But apart from that special vehicle, the Chevelle is a historic brand and sometimes drag racer. The 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS is currently worth approximately $80,000, with an estimated low price of $50,000 to much more than $150,000. The Chevrolet Chevelle was succeeded by the Chevrolet Malibu, another downsized, compact car that lacked the elegance and personality of its predecessor, particularly the 1970s Chevelle SS. So far, with the auto industry shifting away from gasoline-powered muscle vehicles, a Chevrolet Chevelle rebirth is quite doubtful. Chevrolet's plan to convert the Corvette into an SUV has a better chance of becoming a reality. With that in mind, Dodge is transitioning to electric vehicles for future muscle cars, which makes anything possible. This, of course, is all based on our educated guess and what we've gathered so far based on research, so it might not possibly turn out to be so. That's why we'd love to hear your own speculations on what way you think this could go in the comments box below. Leave a thumbs up to let us know you enjoyed this video, and if getting more car news, tips, and advice is what you probably welcome, then consider subscribing to our channel also. In this video, we've covered a lot on what might or might not be for Chevy in the future, but over on that video, we talk about another car that 100% could be Chevy's best car addition for the future, so make sure to watch that next.